order. Hand it over to
Second.
you.
All right, we got a light agenda because it's that time of year where just not a whole lot is going on. Well, let me get you up to speed as to where we're at. So programming wise, we have the Children's Playhouse still going great. They're going till about March 12th. They will have a performance sometime before then or right about then. When we have that, I'll let everybody know. And if y'all want to go to that, we'll invite you. Kids do a great job. They work real hard from September to March on it. So I will be there this year. Haven't gone in the past, but I've seen pictures and I've seen some of the rehearsals of it. So I plan on going this year. Pickleball lessons, those right now don't start up until after February vacation. So the pickleball players are thrilled because they have more time on Mondays and Wednesdays. They're actually coming in as early as 7:30 in the morning and playing until 2 in the afternoon. And it's insane the amount of people that we have. Yesterday alone, we had 80 people coming through the door between 7:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. So it is just slammed. I actually did an analysis of where we were last year from September 1 through today. And last year we had done about $10,000 in business. So far this year, we're almost 13,000. So big jump, about 540 more people playing or more people paid to play this year than last year at this time. So staggering numbers. People are happy. If we could only offer more, they'd be there. So
Got to get you another facility.
Yes, Rich, we need a whole nother facility. But they love it. So that's going great. Fencing, 34 people, fantastic numbers for that. They're actually going to stop doing their program in Reading and they're going to move over all those kids over to Wakefield. So we're going to see an even bigger jump. Our Parkinson's program is just ongoing, going great. Wonderful instructor, and the people who are participating in the program love it. Their families love it because they're seeing not a sharp decline. They're seeing kind of a level in these people's health, which is wonderful. Or even in some cases, there's a slight improvement. So everybody's happy with that. Rock climbing classes are going. Those are full. Soccer shots is ongoing. We have 43 kids participating in soccer shots. And we have a cardio dance class that just started up, and we have 26 participants, and that class is full. So things are going great on the programming end so far. Coming up for February vacation, we have SNL will come in and do their all sports program. They're always huge. We're going to do in April a volleyball program with Kayla, the high school coach, and a program with Wakefield Soccer Association. We'll have some enrichment classes going on. Mostly art-related stuff that I'm trying to use the Albion Culture Exchange more for. We have Biddy basketball that will come up after youth basketball ends, and I think those numbers will be big. Community garden registration opens up either tomorrow or Friday. We're just waiting for a few little tweaks on a couple things. And then we're working on summer programs already. So we hope to have, well, not we hope, we are going to have our entire programming out for the summer by February vacation. So we are busy with that stuff. We want to strike now while parents are trying to think about what the kids are going to do for the summer, and actually hopefully get them signed up for us before they know what they need. So we'll be first in line. So programming wise, it's really all we have going on. Any questions programming wise?
Yeah, where's the Parkinson's program held?
At the Civic Center, right in the Heritage Room. Okay, moving on to the Civic Center. If you haven't visited lately, we have brand new lighting in the gym. The town did got a grant to put in LED lights. So the gym has brand new LED lights. It's a much better light in there. We also getting them, actually they were installed in my office today. And they're going into all the offices in the Civic Center. They've already done Town Hall. I think they've already done the Senior Center. So we're one of the last stops, but it's it looks a lot brighter. It looks a lot better. So we're happy with that. Scheduling wise in there, there's not 10 minutes for anybody. I mean, it is.
When did the lights happen?
The gym lights were done last Thursday.
Okay.
And then my office upstairs was earlier this week. And then my office was today. So they're just going through, but it looks great. It's almost, the old lights, the halogens kind of went right down. These are more of an illumination of the entire space, and it looks a lot brighter. It's great. And actually, the pickleballers love it. They
Okay.
actually, some people say they can actually see the ball now. So,
Yeah.
you know, and
So
thus
whiny.
they say they don't have an excuse for why if they miss it now. But yeah, it looks great. Scheduling wise, just again, so busy. We will have probably a little downtime Feb vacation, but trust me, I'll fill that space very quickly. The lower level bathrooms are finally open and complete. The old shower that was downstairs is now a handicap bathroom. It looks great. And we have a new skylight on the second floor. So if you ever go up to the top floor, we have kind of frosted glass up there. Well, it was kind of we were having some leaks from there, so we had a brand new skylight installed yesterday. So that's going great. As far as Albion, it's slowed down a little bit this time of year just because it's turn of the year and not knowing how the facility had been used before at this time, kind of still in a discovery pattern. But we have a youth open mic night program that's going on tonight that the youth leaders are doing. We have improv next Thursday, an improv show. I've worked with the schedule with the Arts Collaborative of Wakefield, so they have all of their dates for the rest of the year for their shows and anything else that they're doing. And then we're planning more events and more classes. So the goal is to fill that place up as much as we can with the intended use of the spaces. So things are going very well. I just want to get more stuff there. And I've talked to some vendors about doing some summer clinics or summer classes there. I met with a woman who's going to do taught music classes today. I've talked to another person who teacher at the high school who wants to do some summer art programs there. So we have a lot coming up. But it's not going as fast as I want just because I want things done yesterday, but I realize I need to see how this all works. So I don't want to jump the shark and say, this is what I'm doing when things have been done a certain way for X amount of years. I want to see what those things are and evaluate. So we'll get there. Any questions on facilities?
Dan.
Yeah.
What happened to those ARP requests we made for the various facilities?
I don't know. None of them, I haven't heard anything about mine. So
okay.
I know that we are getting the handicap swing. That is absolutely happening. Yep, the wheelchair accessible swing, that's happening. And I believe that's going to Dolbear, based off the population that they had there. I think Dennis said that was the place that made the most sense for it. So I know that's been passed. Time frame, I don't know, but I know we got that. For the lighting for pickleball courts and the softball field, I've heard nothing, though. I do plan on talking to our liaison for town council and seeing if I can maybe get that revisited. And quite honestly, my selling point on it is that is also our med flight location. So it'd be a heck of a lot easier to be able to do it from a phone with or call up or whatever it is than to go to left center field, go up this pole, hit a switch, put in a combo, light a switch and see how long it takes to turn on. Whereas we could just punch it from my phone, boom, lights on. So I'm hoping to be able to get that done. I don't know where the splash pad is. That wasn't really a thing that I was pursuing. That's something that Steve asked me to pursue. And honestly, I forget what else I put in at this point. I can't remember what I had for lunch. So trying to remember those conversations.
Will that bets include the pickleball?
Yes. Yep. I got I believe the number was 225,000.
You know when that happened?
But again, I don't remember what I had for lunch. So getting that exact number would be a little rough for me, but I can find it for you easily.
Do you know when?
When what?
When it'll happen?
Well, it's not yet. It hasn't even been approved in ARPA funding yet. Yeah, it's ARPA funding. Like I put in my requests and then they go to whoever makes those decisions. Things get chopped, things get brought to the forefront. My guess is it was originally chopped, but I'm going to see if I talk to Maureen, who is my liaison, and see if we can get that to the forefront. And again, I'm not just saying this because I want it. It is our med flight location. There was many times last year that people were calling me to find out the code to be able to turn on the lights. I don't always answer my phone after hours. I just don't. And so, town would go there and cut the lock. Be a lot easier any of us had it on our phone and somebody just pushed a button, lights come on. So, you know, the rare occurrence we need it. This isn't one of those luxuries. This is an actual need. And yes, it would be a benefit for the softball players, obviously, and the pickleball courts, make them more usable. So hopefully we get there. Yeah.
The handicap swing. Were there considerations of other locations that may be more?
Dennis looked at a bunch of locations, and his assessment was that was the best location.
Not the common area, or?
No. He said there wasn't enough space. Because this is a big footprint. It's not your regular swing bay.
Yeah.
And again,
I
the
was just thinking
population.
it's not convenient for the whole half of the town, Greenwood, to go to Dahlberg to.
Not necessarily during the day, but I think anybody who's in that situation where they have a child who's in a wheelchair, I believe most of their children are probably going to Dolbear anyways. I could be wrong on
no
this.
path. It's all grass going from.
They were going to do some
parking
other.
lot.
I
They
think they
are?
could do some other work too. Yeah.
Okay.
But Dennis's feeling was that was the best location, based off footprints, and if that's the location it's at, people will travel there. You know, nobody's walking to.
It's just
or-
there's not as much to do.
There's not as much to see.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought a consideration was
No,
also the
sorry.
ability to have people seeing it during the night so it doesn't get vandalized. So that spot
Right.
definitely has a high traffic area.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Dahlberg?
Dolby is much easier policed than
You
the
tuck
Wake-
it away. You tuck it away at Maple Way, and no one ever's gonna know what's going on.
No, I was thinking, I was thinking more of the common area, but if
Right.
the footprint is too big to take up too much space, then obviously it doesn't work, but I would think it would be more centrally located, closer to downtown, closer to stores, closer to.
Right.
um,
It's a big footprint. These things aren't usually from my research, and I did very little because once Dennis got it and picked where it was, it's kind of where it was. It's if you're taking a swing bay that's usually got 3 swings in it, that's the size that we're talking about. That's a big footprint.
Are they
So-
adding a new swing bay or are they
They'd have
replacing?
to add a new swing bay.
Okay.
And there's
it'll be-
more room at Dahlberg than there is down
There's
by the
more room.
pond.
Yes. Yeah. That lot, that park, that playground at Spalding, that's tight. More tighter than you'd think. So. Hi, Paxton. Can you identify yourself, please?
Sorry, it's me.
Oh,
I just,
Julie.
it's,
Okay.
I gotta change the name. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay.
My
I
thing
got
was
scared that
glitched.
we had a pirate coming in.
No, it's,
Yeah, well, because that
under my-
happened. That happened to my old boss in Arlington.
Got
Somebody
it.
jumped on the Zoom, and let's say that they weren't very appropriate.
oh God, no. Sorry,
Yes.
my
That's
bad.
okay.
It was under his name from the last, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, my daughter's
yeah, I
on
was
the same thing with mine.
switching. Although I'm sorry, I had a question though about, did we move on from the swing? Cause I
Nope.
did have a question about that.
Still there.
Are they thinking, so they're thinking the one that you can see from the road, and I'm sure someone has thought about this, but is like to get down from like the asphalt down through, like is there
Yeah.
some sort of pathway we can also lay down? You know what I
Charlie
mean?
mentioned that, and I believe that was part of it
Okay.
as well. Yes.
All right, cool,
Yes,
cool.
yes, you have
Well,
to
there's
have,
also that parking lot down there too.
right. To be accessible,
Yeah.
you have to be fully accessible.
Yeah.
We can't just throw a swing there and not be able to have people get to it.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not. Okay, great.
Yeah, but great questions because I had the same ones way back when.
Okay, cool.
So field stuff, since we're kind of on field stuff. So I had McKenna Courts locked recently. You know, this was always a plan anyways to have it locked when we had big significant snow, because I don't want people going down to the shovel. And I know that is something that happens here in Reading and in other communities. So I don't want anybody ever shoveling down there because we want to keep those courts pristine and in good shape for as long as we can. A pickleballer came up to me late last week and said, Dan, I have video here of people using McKenna Courts as a dog park. So I said, please send me those videos. She sent me those videos, and there was people with multiple dogs on the courts. So it's not a dog park. We have a dog park in town. It's on Main Street. We have a leash law in town. We have signs at the tennis courts that say no dogs. So I had those locked immediately. Dennis Fazio was on board with me. I contacted Steve once I found out and said, Steve, this is what I'm doing. Steve was very supportive of it. I'm getting beat up on social media, which is fine because I don't even acknowledge it. I did have one very angry resident call me the other day, told me I hate dogs. I have 2 of them, and had a bunch of other things to say to me. So there's some unhappy people, and my stance is we have a dog park. It's not a dog park. I'm sorry that you want that space open. That's not the intended use of the space. There's plenty of other places you can go in town to get your dog some exercise. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the dog park, but it's not going to be on the courts, not on the brand new courts. You want to go to Moulton, do what you want there.
They're
I get-
unhappy. They're complaining about the fact that you locked the courts and they can't
Oh,
bring their dogs
yeah.
in there.
Yeah. One person on social media said I was just trying to flex my muscles. Whereas my job is to make people is the entertainment or enjoyment of spaces. And I wasn't doing that. So whatever. Again, I sleep very well. I know that my best interest is what's good for our spaces and making sure that they're maintained and used appropriately. I just figured I'd let y'all know because I'm sure if you haven't heard it yet or you haven't seen it on social media yet, you're gonna see it at some point. And
Well-
just when I think it dies, another person chirps in. So, and because of course I wrote the post, I get all the messages on it, and I don't care. I know I'm doing the right thing. So, but I
Did you
figured
hear
I'd-
any
I'd clue you in.
positive feedback from tennis players or anybody else?
The pickleballers who know are appreciative, and
Yeah.
you know there is a big to do here in Reading about pickleball and tennis courts being locked up.
Sure.
It's an ongoing battle, and they're fighting it. The funny thing is the people who are fighting it here in Reading, some of them are from Wakefield, and they're not fighting me about locking the ones in Wakefield. So I don't know how it's all working, why it's working here the way it's working. I don't understand why they're supportive of me in Wakefield, though they should be because I'm protecting the courts for them. It's a weird dynamic. But the people who know and understand, get it. The dog people, I'm never going to convince them. So I'm not even going to waste my breath.
Was it used like that before the?
I have no idea.
New surfacing and the.
I'm truthfully, Gene, I never cared about it before it was done. You know, I didn't permit the space. I had nothing to do with the space. It was just there. When it became new and used, now it becomes my responsibility, I feel. And I'm going to do what's in the best interest of Wakefield. I think it was $150,000 to have those courts refurbished.
Yeah, and they don't, when you said, did you see that there were signs there saying?
Oh yeah, no, I was told that that doesn't matter. I mean, really, you know, but I also know the old adage, don't confuse me with facts. I've made up my mind. And that's what I was dealing with. So I'm not responding to people on social media. It's not worth my time. I put my number on there. If people want to call me, they can feel free to call me. One person called me, and I was probably less than pleasant, which I pride myself on is being pleasant to people. But when you come at me, challenge my character, I'm going to defend myself. And I called Steve right after and said, I want to let you know I have a very unhappy resident. Here's who it is. If you hear from them, I probably wasn't all that nice, but I'm going to do what I think is the best for the town. So Steve's supportive is what it is. Because I was very direct, and I'm not usually a direct person. I kind of, you know, beat around it a little bit, make people feel good. You know, geez, I'm sorry, you know, that you don't see it my way, but let me explain it. I was very point blank with this person. So especially when they started with I would like to leave a message for whoever thought it was a great idea to close the courts. Okay, I know which direction we're going down now. So that's where we are. It's the only bad interaction I've had with somebody on a phone in probably 15 years. So, you know, my streak was great. It was broken. We'll be all right. We'll start a new one. But I figured you will hear at some point that the recreation department made a foolish decision to close the courts. And it is what it is. So if you guys decide otherwise, you want me to change it, I'll change it. But I think for now, we close it
Okay.
until, the winter's done. We know it's done or about done. And then we open them back up and people be outside playing again. That's the goal. But I wouldn't want anybody putting a shovel down there either. So,
I mean, it can't be a consistent thing, because 3/4 of the year, the pickleballers or the
Right.
tennis people are
Yes.
down there.
yes. Yep. It's
So,
their feeling is it's not being used right now, so why can't it be a dog park?
because there is a dog park.
Well, if that's the case, we have a lot of space. I mean, Mandragon Field's not used right now. Let's just open up the gates for that too then. I mean, we can't do that.
Wow.
So I know I know that I'm talking to people who don't want to hear the way that it should be. And they go to the adage of I'm a taxpayer. That's great. That doesn't mean you get to use things the way you want to use it. We're not turning town hall into an archery area. You don't do it. There's a purpose for places, and that's not the purpose.
Well, if the taxpayers, you can tell them you're protecting their investment in the courts.
That's what I said. That was my
Yeah.
first thing. I said, well, you just paid towards $150,000 project. Do you want to see this have to be rehabbed in 5 years because we're misusing it? I don't want that. We want to keep things nice, especially when we have nice things. Things that aren't nice, we want to fix.
Especially if something's being used, so
Yes.
much, and is
Yes.
in great demand 3/4 of the year, or
They're very
even more than
popular.
3/4 of the year, I guess.
And I love dogs. I love my 2 dogs. I love all dogs. So anybody wants to come visit me in the office with a dog, great. I'd love to see them. But there's a time and a place for them. Court's not one of them.
Wow.
Okay, so figure I'd keep you up to date on that. And then I'm hoping to set a meeting with the Springfield users, so we can go over what things are going to look like with losing Beasley. But I'm waiting on Wakefield High School to give me their kind of mock schedule as to what theirs is going to look like. I can't do anything until I see what theirs looks like, so then I can move forward. Brendan told me last week he'd get it to me. I don't have it yet, so I got to hound him again. But once I have that, I don't really need to worry about baseball or softball. Their schedules kind of they don't really change very much. It's soccer and lacrosse. We're going to have to figure out a lot. We're going to have to go on grass at points. So there's some moving parts there, but we'll cross that bridge. And then we know what we're in for the same thing for fall, which we have the added element of band then, and Pop Warner. So, or youth football. So this year's going to be rough. After we get to this year, we know what we're dealing with, and we'll mirror that until a new field comes online. So it'll be 1 year of oh boy, and then it'll be smooth. And we've had it great for 10, or I've had it great for 10 years. Thanks to the system that Rich set up however many years ago. And we'll just continue and figure it out. So any questions about field stuff or a pickleball gate? Because it has to have a gate at the end of it, right? Isn't that what every conspiracy has? So that's really all I have. The big thing was the pickleball courts, because I wanted to keep you all in the loop on that. But other than that, that is all I have. I'm open to any questions, concerns, or otherwise.
Were there any other buildings you can use for pickleball?
There's a thing coming down the line, and I don't know what's going to happen with this. WCAT reached out to me last week. They are going to see if they can get use of the post office when the post office closes. And if they did, they wanted to know if I'd want to be involved. And I told them, well, you have some nice big ceilings, nice high ceilings there, and some big space. How much space do you need? And then obviously, we want to get the food pantry over there because they need more space. Then they'd have a loading dock and that kind of stuff. So there's some moving parts there. I don't know if this is ever going to come to fruition, but WCAT was trying to see if they could get it from the feds for $1 and then turn it into kind of a community center. So that's a thought. It's a thought in my mind,
Right.
but I don't know if we'll get there. That
Are
might
all
be a
the-
pipe dream.
Are all the schools either in district?
They're all used right now for
Something?
basketball, right?
Well, I'm thinking the closed ones, you know, like, I don't know what's going, like Hurd or Ewell.
Um, heard me. I don't know what's going on at Heard. So the last time I remember, like the library had a ton of stuff at Heard. They had a ton of books,
Okay.
and there was a bunch of chairs and stuff in that old I guess I'd call it auditorium.
Yeah.
I mean, that could certainly be lined for it, but then there comes the who's going to open it, who's going to close it.
Sure.
You know. So that I don't see that as a realistic possibility, and I don't even know how long the town will hold on to that.
Right.
We
Yeah,
held
no,
on to it this long.
I'm just looking
And I
around.
don't know anything about Yule School. I've never even been in there.
Right. I think they run a program in there now of some sort.
They do during the day, but I don't know when they end. And I don't know if they have staff. That's a different beast, potentially. But
Yeah.
I'll ask some questions.
Yeah, sure.
Questions always know unless I ask, right?
I mean, it sounds like pickleball is sort of self-funding, right? You can get
Oh,
you-
yeah.
you
Yeah.
get somebody to open and close. You can
Right.
have people in there. You can
Well, the nice thing is I have at the Civic Center and I have staff there. I open other people.
right. No, I know
close.
the Civic Center's easy. I'm thinking some offsite to you, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing would be, are they lined for it?
Yeah, yep.
You know, some places like I wouldn't want tape down in our gym, right?
Sure.
You know, but you know, I'm sure I think Woodville's getting a new floor this year. I think that's in Capital. Or maybe I feel like that's in Capital. They're not gonna want tape on their floor,
Yeah, right.
you know, but maybe Greenwood's okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry
But
about
yes.
that. Speaking of dogs, the dog had to go out.
Just
That's okay.
curious. Just curious.
No, Rich, it's always in the back of my mind because I honestly this sounds crazy, but I know that I could put pickleball in Civic Center from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah. Well,
almost nonstop.
I know that I signed up for one of those pickleball things and I get emails all the time. They go right into my trash now because they come in so much. People are still playing. They've been playing pickleball outside all winter long.
Yep.
You know, it's 27 degrees and people are outside and windy and people are outside.
They don't care.
Basketball. And I'm like, okay,
They don't care.
But that's what makes me think if you had any indoor facility that you could open up,
Oh yeah,
it'd be a gold mine.
it would be an absolute gold mine. Yep. I mean, I've always thought of, you know, if we had another space we could do, you go in there and you get you sell some food.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
you get a liquor license.
yeah.
You know, honestly, like there's a place called PKL in Southie, I think it is. It's raking money in,
Yeah.
hand over fist.
Yeah.
And they sell out their classes, they sell out their rental times. This sport's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
There's people thought I was crazy 7 years ago when I got into it, and they said, "Well, you're putting new lines down on your new court." Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
we're not even scratching the surface. We're not even scratching the surface. As popular as we are right now, not even scratching the surface.
Wow.
No, indoor tennis clubs. I've seen like Woburn Rack Club has 2 like permanent pickleball courts in there now, and I'm seeing people just like friends of mine that it's like a younger and younger population that's getting into pickleball too.
Yes, they are.
Like it's not just for the like tennis players that
No.
want to move less on the court and because they're like 70 plus now. Like it's like 30s, 40s people are into it too. So
Yes, they are. And we're seeing that.
Have
I'm
you-
seeing, you know, young moms who are coming in and playing because they're, you know, on their break or whatever it is. You know, a lot of people working remotely still. So, geez, I'm gonna go shoot out and get a couple quick games in. We're seeing. I know that it's taught in the middle school as part of their PE curriculum. Yes,
that's
You
cool.
see that Assembly Row, the complex they got set up at Assembly Row.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean they got 3. It's Volo, which is a
Okay.
not profit organization, but I think they've got 3 or 4 outdoor sand volleyball courts.
Yep.
Must have 20 to 25 pickleball courts. And I don't know what else they do there. They have some other stuff there too. and it's full all the time, all summer
Yes.
long, and it's all young kids.
Yep. I actually saw something on Facebook the other day for parents looking for pickleball lessons this summer. We're gonna
Yeah.
do it. We're
Yeah.
gonna offer it. So I don't know who's teaching it yet, but we're gonna find a way to offer that. People are demanding, they're looking for it. It's a fun sport, and
Yeah.
anybody can do it. They really can at all ability levels.
Right.
I see it every day. I have people who are well into their 80s who are playing, and I have people who are in their late 20s playing.
Right.
It's great. We're gonna have to get all you guys out there sometime. I know Rich is already out there.
I'm out. Yeah.
You're a pickler. I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a great activity, and it's just starting. This is nowhere near where it's gonna go.
Are there leagues in Wakefield? Or
There's not, and Charlie, I'm not getting in any leagues. Oh man, I had enough problems. We're not adding that to the docket.
well, not necessarily you. I just didn't know
No.
if anybody
No, they
had
haven't yet.
started
But
a
there are
tournament or
groups who are
competition.
asking if they can
What I
do
noticed, it was a
tournaments.
lot of, if you went down on the same night, you'd run into the same group of,
Yep.
say, 20 or 25 people that would be down on the courts. They'd reserve,
Yep.
they go into play local and reserve the courts
Yep.
from 6 to 8 on a certain, like Tuesday nights, and that would be their night. And then they just run a whole bunch of people in.
And they're probably doing that through Playtime Scheduler, right?
They're doing it, well, they're reserving the court through play local, but they're putting the notice out through Playtime.
In Playtime. Yep. Okay. And that's one of the issues that Reading's having. So what Reading's their biggest problem is a group of people will go and reserve the courts, and they'll get up at 6 a.m. to do it for their 2 weeks in advance.
Right.
The problem is some people are creating multiple email accounts. So when they create the multiple email accounts, they can just go from one to the next, and they can block off all these waves of time. And then they're inviting everybody on Playtime Scheduler to come down and play at these times, and they'll have 40 people there.
Yeah.
And then nobody else can use the courts.
Yeah.
So we're not at that problem, and I hope we don't get to that problem. But we may need to, in Reading's like me, like us, they don't charge a fee for residents. We may at some point need to go down that road. I don't want to, but we may need to go down that to prevent this.
Yeah, I don't know if it will. I mean, from what I
I
can
know if
tell,
it will.
from what I can tell, that the pickleball folks are eager to pay their 10 to, I guess, $15 to play for a couple hours.
It's more the out of towners that Reading's having the problem with.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the same thing happens in Wakefield, where
yeah, for sure.
Wakefield residents are
I know
booking
it
the courts
does.
for non-residents.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't need to micromanage at this point. Hasn't been brought to my attention. Nobody's had a complaint. So it's status quo until then.
Right.
And then I'll reach out to other communities and see how are you doing with this. Reading is not going to allow their courts to be on Playtime Scheduler. Not that they were allowing it, but they're not going to. And they're doing open play only. They're not going to even have the courts reservable, which
How do
could
they
create a
prevent
whole
that?
other host of problems.
Yeah. How do they prevent it?
I don't know. They're just going to have open play. You can just show up.
Yeah.
That's it. And quite honestly, I think that brings a whole other set of issues.
Yeah.
Personally. And you all who have been around longer than I have knew what the tennis courts were like when it was a free-for-all.
It was.
So, people not necessarily getting off on the hour, like is custom, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't have that problem. Wakefield seems to be a lot easier to work with than Reading. So, and I can say that as a resident. So things are much better in the Wake.
We'll see.
They are right now. I can promise you that. I wouldn't trade spots with Reading for anything. They could offer me, $500,000 and be a nope. Not doing that. Not for those problems. Not a chance in heck. So, anything else? No.
I have something to share.
Yeah.
I finished my dry January.
Oh, congratulations.
I know. I didn't think
I didn't start mine yet.
I was going to do it for Lent, and I said, well, 40 days is a long time, so I'm going to give up Diet Coke for Lent.
There you go.
Yeah, I lost 10 pounds, too.
Good for you.
So it helped.
That's excellent, Chris.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I
do
was
it
like,
too, but football's still going on, so I have to have a beer during the game. I just do. It's my thing.
What are you gonna do this Sunday?
I'm driving my daughter back to college.
There you go.
She's coming home tomorrow night. I'm actually gonna go pick her up and then I'm gonna take her back. She's coming home for the weekend to see a friend, so.
Good thing she was coming home on the off week, right?
Well, trust me, Gene, I need it. Yeah, otherwise I don't know what I'd be doing. And by the way, if you guys are college basketball people and you wanna see a really good women's basketball game, ESPN Plus, Fairfield women, they're 17-1. They got 13 votes for the top 25 this week. They're gonna be a top 25 team at some point. They are utterly fantastic. They play basketball the way it's supposed to be played. Tough defense, quick transitions, everybody running and gunning down the floor. Phenomenal ball. I love going to those games. I highly encourage you to check it.
Cheerleader for the Fairfield?
Fairfield. They are so
She a
good.
Cheerleader there, though?
Oh yeah. Yep. They have their coach is probably going to go to a big time college next year. She's young and an amazing coach. They have a freshman who's in the running for player of the year for the mid majors. They're
Wow.
good. They're real good.
So they're
Excellent.
gonna make the tournament.
They are definitely going to make the tournament. They and CBS had them last week in bracketology as a 14 seed. Unfortunately, at that point, they would have had them going against either Texas, Indiana,
Oh, wow.
University of Southern California, or LSU. But you know,
Ooh.
and wherever they are, my family, we're traveling there to go see it. So
Excellent.
this will probably be my daughter's last year of cheer. So we're
How
gonna wherever
come?
she is, we're gonna go.
She doesn't want to do it anymore?
It's very time consuming, and she feels like she's
Yeah.
missing out on some things.
Mm.
You know, her friends are going out on Saturday nights. She's got a game Sunday, so she won't go out. She's got practice Tuesday, Thursdays, game Saturday, Sundays. It's becoming a lot, and she wants to be a college student and realizes there's nothing beyond this for her. You
Yeah.
know, she's
Yeah.
doing it now. She did it this year to make friends,
Mm.
and that worked. So, but she'll be out next year. So she says now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as a parent, I love it because I go to all the games for free, and I go to a lot of the games. So
Yeah.
it's a
Fun.
long ride, but it's worth it.
Fun.
So that's all I have, peoples. It is 7:41. We want to call this to
Yep.
an adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Yeah.
We're adjourned.
We will. So February vacation would normally be our meeting time. We're not going to meet then. We'll do the last Wednesday of the month for February as well. Okay, just to give you that early heads up. Because even though I'm around on February vacation, it just doesn't seem right to meet that time. And I'm sure Julie's off. She's not teaching. She doesn't want to come to this stuff. You want to be off. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
as much as I could be off with a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Right, exactly, right. Yeah. I remember. It's different when they're teenagers.
Yeah, I know. One day.
Don't rush it though.
I will
No,
not.
don't rush it at all.
Goes way too
No,
fast.
no.
All right, everyone.
All right,
If you need
see you
anything,
later.
you know where to find me. Come visit, say hi
Hey,
or
take
whatever.
care.
Okay.
I'll be down to visit.
All right. Look forward to
Alrighty.
it.
Bring
Thanks,
your dogs to work, Dan, so I can take them
Well,
up a walk.
I had to last week. I had to bring one of them because we were having our floors done downstairs.
Oh geez.
One had to come with me, but she's my 9-pounder. You don't even know that she's
Oh.
there.
9 pound. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, she's a mini dachshund. She's tiny. Yeah. You just hear her.
You probably brought her in a little like bag or something.
I could have.
That's so tiny.
All
My
right, everyone.
cat weighed 21.5 pounds. My God.
That's a big cat, and I have a small dog.
And
Yep.
Franklin, yeah.
All right, stop it and say hi, people.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Have a good one,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.